for the sports animal, your afternoon drive.
I need to go over here.
Number 2, men on, Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Marie Castillo. This is 2 Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
Mike's hot.
It's Friday, Albuquerque. You know what that means? The boys are at Hollow Spirits.
Yeah, baby.
A little throwback to the olden days, as they called it. No one calls it the olden days.
You feel like you're hooking up with your ex right now, Fred?
That's what I do. My very sexy ex,
Ooh,
Frank Holloway.
I'll always run back to you, Hollow Spirits.
That's what I'm saying. We're here. We got a fun event going on tonight. We're going to talk about that at length throughout the program. But it is for the, obviously, Elevate the Spectrum. The Beard and Mustache Throwdown is tonight at Hollow Spirits, 6 to 9 p.m. Come hang out. 7 rounds of Beard and Mustache competition.
Ooh, baby.
Celebrity guest judges. Us being involved, Duke City Championship Wrestling will be here as well. And their beard competition drinks. Are you ready for the name of the drinks?
Stoked.
There's the Woo!
Oh, is that in reference to former Oakland A and Astros outfielder Josh Reddick? Is that what that's for?
It's a Ric Flair. It's a play on Ric Flair.
Okay.
Vodka, triple sec,
OG.
honey, simple, topped with grapefruit and salted ram. Also, sweet gin music.
It's like a Greyhound boy.
Yeah, like a delicious
Greyhoundy boy.
Woo! So if you're a big Portales guy, come out. Sweet gin music. Gin,
smart name.
Yep, I thought so too. Gin, strawberry puree, blueberry puree, lemon basil simple. Top that with a Gruyere. I will put that in my mouth and it'll be okay. And then lastly, the pilot.
Daiquiri adjacent, I believe.
It's going to be
daiquiri hybrid.
Delicious, not adjacent, but on. And the pile driver, rum, lime, blood orange syrup, mint simple, topped with ginger beer. So it's going to be a lot of fun tonight. Themed drinks, specialty drinks, a lot of fun activity. And we're outside, Van. We're on the patio upstairs. Come hang out with the boys. It is going to be too much fun. Lots of categories, including business beard, the under 6-inch beard, the over 6-inch beard, best mustache styled beard, the bearded maiden.
Okay, I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, the bearded maiden.
The bearded maiden. I might enter that one.
Yeah, because of your femininity.
Correct. That is accurate.
And then lastly, stupid human tricks. So come hang out with the boys. There is a lot of fun going on with it, and we're helping a really fun cause. It's Elevate the Spectrum, 1324 First Street Northwest. You know where Hollow Spirits is.
Yeah, you do. Everyone knows.
Yeah, get out a little early, register to play. Duke City Championship Wrestling will be here. We will be here. It's going to be great. A lot going on in the world of sports today, Van. I don't want to put like a specific, like, the only thing that exists is playing basketball. Like, I don't want to be that guy. But it low key.
Because it's baseball.
Like, why can't baseball like do something, baseball? Like, I feel like I've found baseball dead in the woods and I'm poking it with a stick.
What are you talking about? Mike Trout's back. People are striking out at a higher rate than ever. People are stealing bases again. The youth movement in baseball has never been better.
Yeah, but it's like number 3 to play in basketball and then the NFL draft. Like, it's not there right now.
Well, okay. Well, let's just scratch that thing off the top. NFL anything is number 1. Let's not be fools here. It's obviously the draft. This is like hope and unrealistic expectations. This is that beautiful sunset that'll never be as good as that one sunset you saw. It's the NFL draft.
As soon as you start to miss the NFL, then boom, here comes the draft.
Never had that feeling. What's that like? You just miss it? Like, you miss me with that idea. Miss the NFL. You know what it's nice to have? Sundays with my friends. Like, that's a really cool thing. They're not all hiding in their weird I was gonna say basements, but we don't have basements here, so I thought that was a bad example. Hiding in their back rooms and just only footballing. Like, I wanna play. I wanna go outside. I wanna celebrate life.
Yeah, I like a wide, varied interest. I like to do a lot of stuff, both indoors and out. It doesn't have to all be football centric. except for this program. Obviously, we're going to talk about football every show. You
Yeah.
know that.
Well,
You know that, friend of the show.
Starting at 5:30, we're going to do draft coverage for next week too. So we're going to have a lot of fun.
Obviously.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun with that. Sean will join at 6 o'clock.
Look, I'll give you my draft analysis right here. It'll be
All right.
super quick.
Yep.
Once the first 3 quarterbacks go, no one's going to care until Cooper DeJean gets drafted. That's going to be all the talk, especially in the South, about what's going to happen in this NFL draft. It's the 2024 Cooper DeJean Invitational, and we're all going.
No one is calling it that.
I just did right now on the spot.
I
I think it's going to stick.
I was talking to Mr. Irrelevant today about going out to Detroit for the draft,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "Yeah, we're going to be out there, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Just
Saturday."
DeJeaning it up out there.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Fred, you can do the show. They're going through length about it, and we talked about doing some other business together too. And then I said, "Well, hey, you're the Mr. Irrelevant Foundation. I really just need to be there on Sunday, right?
Right, yeah.
Like, what is
Just the last one.
Like, what is why? Like, what is the one? Like,
Well, you're going to miss all the fun dinners and parties.
Yeah,
If you don't go, you
I'm
might
good.
actually get to meet Cooper DeJean in person.
I'm good.
See what his hair smells like or
Yeah.
whatever.
Here's my problem with like these types of things. I only know athletes when they have jerseys with their numbers and names on them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't recognize anyone. Like, I can't tell you what Cooper DeJean looks like. I can't tell you what Kool-Aid looks like.
I have a really good idea of what Cooper DeJean looks like.
In a certain group, in a certain room of
Yeah.
position players. Yeah, I mean, he would stand out a little bit.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say a lot like me, but
Yes.
young and fit and intelligent, and he's got his whole life ahead of him.
Well-
Something like that.
One of us. God. Zay Johnson back at the studio. Zay, you made it through your first week with the boys. Let's go.
Thank you.
Is that your celebration noise?
Like it is now.
It wasn't good. There's a lot of things you could have gone with.
Have you heard a rap song in the past decade? You would know that noise.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
A non-Nelly song.
Oh, my bad. A non-Nelly song.
From the text line, Sports Animal text line, excuse me, friend of the show, Freddie says, are you guys going to broadcast from the Lobo football spring practice tomorrow? We are not.
Nope.
At 8 a.m., I have to be at the pit.
Yep.
Or I say have to. I get to,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
totally.
I'll be at the pit tomorrow at 8 a.m. for a big CPR thing we're doing, so that'll be a lot of fun. Shooting then over to Isotopes Park to do some stuff with the Savannah Bananas, and then I'm hosting Denim and Diamonds tomorrow night at the Sheraton. It's a fun project alongside Rio Grande Down Syndrome Network, so that's going to be a lot of fun to do that with them. Also, still waiting on Bronco Mendenhall to return a call.
Okay.
You want to have your boys out there? Why don't you put a little effort in?
You're waiting for a Bronco Minden call is what you're
I'm
saying?
waiting on a Bronco Minden call.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, and it's a bummer, because it's, historically we've gone to some of those like strength days. We've gone to some of those things at UNM, and
Sure. You would think that the tens of thousands of friends of the show would be up in arms about a Lobo footballless interview session here.
Yeah, we still haven't had Bronco on. Maybe one day. That'll be a fun day when it happens. It'll be exciting for us.
I mean, for him mostly.
And mostly for him at this point. Yeah. There was an excitement level early for us. Last fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are in this spring. But maybe it's a transition of culture over there right now. Hey, forget the media. We're only worried about me.
Well,
Hold on. They're not that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's, hey, let's make sure the players got their heads down and they're trying to win, and support will come with a winning record. It won't come with connection to the community or those in it. And we'll go to the pit tomorrow for CPR. We won't go to the field like we went last year. Last year when we put 300 individuals in the middle of the football field and got to learn CPR from Heart Start,
Huge deal.
Huge deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just put a smaller number into the pit.
I mean, do people get to take the elevator down at the pit to go learn CPR?
I would hope.
Does everybody have to come down the ramp?
There were a lot of
Because that thing is steep.
it's steep.
That ramp's not for everyone.
No, it's not. So no, we will in short not be at the spring practice tomorrow.
Shout out to my my sexagenarians and septuagenarians and octogenarians out there. I hope the elevator's running.
Same. Yeah, let's get down there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, on a weekend where there's CPR training, Savannah Bananas, and me personally, at least, Denim and Diamonds with the Rio Grande Down Syndrome Network. The spring football game falls off my list.
We're just too busy. Quadruple booked.
Yeah, had a lot of fun at UNM baseball earlier this week. That was sweet. Couldn't have had better time at that. That was the one for me.
Yeah, nice home win for the good guys on Jackie Robinson Day.
I'm about that life. That's the one I want to live. We'll continue from Hollow Spirits when we get back, touching on today's stories, primarily NBA play-in. We're going to hit our prize picks. We got our Isham Dental soundbite of the day. We'll do the I-9 varsity for fun. And we got a special guest fan. I'm going to tell you who it is whenever we do break down our NFL draft.
Excellent.
It's 2 Men On. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
For more than 50 years.
Mike's hot.
Back to the program. We're playing for number 8 seeds tonight, Van.
Oh, who is? The Beard people?
Who are the Beard people?
The Beard contest. Who's the 8 seed in the Beard contest? Is that what you're talking about?
Are you talking about Beard and Mustache 505?
Yeah. Who's the 8 seed?
Well, I don't think there's like seeds like
Oh.
that. Yeah, but
What are you talking
spectrum.
about?
It's Elevate the Spectrum. That's what you're talking about.
Mhm.
That's tonight here at Hollow Spirits. Come hang out with the boys 6 to 9 p.m. A
Nice.
bunch of fun beard competitions. And then they'll do raffles. There's a bunch of giveaways, a bunch of fun guests, including Duke City Championship Wrestling. All proceeds benefit Elevate the Spectrum, local organizations supporting those on the autism spectrum and their families by providing spectrum-friendly outings and events, as well as valuable first responder training and hero bags to local police, EMTs, and firefighters.
Love that.
It's going to be fun. Bulls and Heat play first tonight, Van. I mean, the winner of this one gets to play against a buzzsaw.
Yeah. Like, you get to win this one, make your fan base really excited. You get to fight another day and lose to the Celtics in embarrassing fashion,
The Heat are favored right now.
which is wild.
You feel that way?
Yeah, the Heat without Jimmy.
I think
Like-
isn't Caruso kind of like struggling right now? He's like hurt from last night or whatever.
Could be.
Yeah. You do kind of wonder where their heads are at, though, talking about Jimmy being hurt. And they're a team that, in my opinion, just underperformed so much all year long to where you end up in a what's the point of even playing in this game? And I don't feel that way about the Bulls. The Bulls, I'm like, cool, you want to be in the postseason, you're the
Sure.
Bulls, whatever. But the Heat, if you'd have asked me about this when the season started, I would have said, "Oh yeah, this is a gonna host playoff games team when the year started."
Yeah, I agree completely. Everybody wants to see playoff Jimmy, but it's going to be playoff DeMar.
Yeah,
Or-
play in tomorrow.
Yeah, because I mean, look, anything could happen in NFL, NBA, any given Tuesday, whatever, blah blah blah. But whoever wins this game is going to get dominated by the Celtics.
Yeah,
I mean, you still want to have a couple home games. You still want to have your fans out for another playoff game or two, make some more money, have some more promise of what's going to happen next year. But this is like the last game you're going to win of the year for both of these
for
guys.
both of them.
Yeah, for both of them.
I mean, you're into it if you're into like certain players, right? And there's an
Yeah.
audience out there that loves Tyler Hero. There's an audience out there that loves Duncan Robinson.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying about this audience.
Yeah.
There is an audience out there that loves Alex Caruso.
Mm-hmm.
You won't see these guys win again.
No.
This is kind of the final one. The Butler lost stings. Caruso did his ankle on Drummond in the weird open court the other night or
Yeah.
whatever. So I guess he's not going to allegedly be out there. That's going to end up being a game time decision.
He's limited minutes at best. He's day to day. Will probably miss. If he gets a shot and he gets stretched out and blah blah blah, he might play a few
Yeah.
minutes. But sorry, buddy, no Caruso.
If you're a guy who plays your fandom with money, I say go over 1.5. I mean, 3 is the lowest I think they're going to win by, and I think it'll be considerably more. I don't necessarily believe the Bulls have a shot, but I think that's also because I've had like less exposure to the Bulls on season.
Yeah.
The Heat are easily watchable. They're on a lot of TV. They're featured. The Bulls, I feel like the East tried to hide all year, and maybe the Bulls wanted to hide a little bit too, Van. Maybe the Bulls were, hey, we're building up this year, and 2024-25 is going to be our season because getting this far as they will get. Give me the Heat tonight to have to go and face Boston, and then maybe Jimmy's MCL just gets magically better, and we have a legit fun rematch of the last several years and a fun basketball story.
I think Caruso, if the Bulls win this, and I do think the Bulls will win this, he'll be back. He'll play some significant time in the playoffs, and he'll make the series respectable. I mean, they're going to lose to the Celtics, but they'll make it respectable. I have the Bulls tonight. Take the Bulls money line, friend of the show.
Duncan Robinson available, Caruso, Io, and Andre all available. And it looks like on Friday evening the Miami. Yep. So DeRozan's the guy. Cool. I mean,
Yeah.
If you love the NBA, this is the one for you. If you just want to, if you more than likely you love the Celtics and you just want to see who you're about to beat up on,
Yeah, there's that too.
That's this game. Say who you got tonight.
Heat.
Heat without Jimmy, huh?
Yeah, I think they're a better team overall. And I think they still, although they may not have Jimmy, I think they're still a team that's built in a way where they can still, he doesn't have those types of playoff Jimmy performances every night.
Well, and
And
watching,
they're still a pretty decent team.
and we just saw Clint Capella go like off against him.
Yeah.
He was one of our prize picks.
I mean, Bam is no joke.
Oh, if he plays, yeah. Well, and if Hero plays too, and I think Hero's garbage, but he can.
I've taken the lesser on Bam well enough to know that he can go out there and have a huge game, especially if he's doubted. If he's not expected to blow up, he can go out there and have a really big performance.
The later game of the day is the Kings and the Pelicans. That one is not as enticing to me because I think I feel the opposite way that I feel both of these teams are the Kings of underperforming all year long. Not just the Sacramento Kings, but they own the idea that underperforming is at least performing.
Sure.
Whichever one of these guys gets in, I also think it's over for it. The odds are saying it's about as even gets between two bad teams. If you said one way, I'd agree with you. And it's not because I have a soft take, but the Pelicans have beat these guys 5 times this season. I can't imagine they lose here. You mean New Orleans? Question mark without Zion?
I got the dog in both these games. I got the road team in both these games. I got the Kings beating the Zionless Pellies.
Yeah.
If they had Zion, they'd be like 5-point favorites and beat the hell out of them.
I think it's 1.5 right now.
It's 1.5, 1. I've seen it both ways. But yeah, I mean, I would take Kings money line and sit back and then just count my money tomorrow morning. I think they're not only the Kings are going to win, they're just going to kind of embarrass the Pelicans. The Kings have been, like you said it just now, the Kings have been underperforming all year. They have a better roster than the Pelicans, and they can ball.
I'm not sure the Thunder are going to struggle with anyone.
Oh no. Not these guys.
No. And though, the West is so much closer that Thunder, Nuggets, Timberwolves, I think are all wildly equal, kind of. And then after that, there's a bit of a fall off. But at the top of its Pelicans or at the bottom, the top of the bottom, if it's Pelicans or Kings, it's Thunder at home and probably really quickly. And did the Thunder win 4 or 5 in a row at the end of the year to take the number one? The NBA, I'm not going to tell you it's a must-watch night, but when Saturday night rolls around, start tuning in. Start tuning in over the weekend. Start catching playoff basketball. But if you wanted one more basketball-less night, I think it could be tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It's a bummer for a hardcore NBA fan that there's no playoff Jimmy. There's no healthy Zion to watch tonight. And I think these are both meaningless games because they're both going to get dominated by the number 1 seed. And I don't think either one of these winners has a chance to overtake the number 1 seed. So if you're a fan of these teams, root for your boys, and then you're playing on house money from here on out.
The NBA, these teams are in this position because those superstars are down the way you're describing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think the NBA thought it was going to be that. I think the NBA, when they started the play-in game, it was going to be like the underachieving, scrappy, whatever, fighting for the last playoff spot. But to me, it's not felt that way the last 2 years. It's felt like hey, we were supposed to be a really good team, but we lost a critical piece. So we were just a middle-of-the-road team.
Right.
And I'm just sitting without confidence on any of them.
Well, the West is such a juggernaut. Like, both of these teams, if they were in the East, they would be like 3, 4, 5 seeds.
Yeah.
Like seriously. Like, after the Celtics, I mean, the East is so soft. The Knicks look like a really good team. They're not. Like the East is very beatable. Everyone except for the Celtics. Anybody in the West would be like a 2 or 3 seed. 4 seed in the East. So it's pretty laughable. So, I mean, both of these teams are just going to take L's next round. So just root for your boys. Have some fun. Put a little cheese in it. Get a little skin in the game.
Speaking of skin in the game, we do our prize picks when we get back from the break. Now, Zay was telling me Fridays are special on prize picks.
Mm-hmm.
So
Indeed.
I'm going to need your help after the break. It's 2 Men On, live from Hollow Spirits. We're having a fun one today with Beard and Mustache 505. It's Elevate the Spectrum, the 2024 Beard and Mustache Throwdown, 6 to 9 tonight. Come hang out. Lots of raffles, giveaways, ways to support. And as we mentioned earlier, all proceeds benefit Elevate the Spectrum. 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
This report is.
We're back at top Hollow Spirits. No, literally, we're on the upstairs patio and it's filling out. There are lots of people's here celebrating this fun event. Come hang out with your boys. It's Beard and Mustache 505.
Yeah,
Elevating the
baby.
spectrum. It's that throwdown. Found the weirdest story today.
Okay.
So Giannis, you guys are going to have to help me out here.
Akataka kaka laka puka laka kuko.
Says he signed with Nike over Adidas because Adidas wasn't sure if they wanted to offer his brother a contract as well.
Oh, God, I love it. I did not hear about this today, and thank you so much, Fred, for blessing me with
Yes,
this.
I got you.
Giannis is a real one. I don't care if his brother doesn't deserve a deal. He's sitting on the end of the bench. He averages like 2.5 minutes a game all season.
Yeah,
If Thanasis, if Thanasis, if he's in the game, you know the Bucks won because they're probably up by 15 or 20 with 2 minutes left, and he gets to play.
Charles Barkley said Thanos has better job security than a Supreme Court justice. That's such a funny quote.
Man, y'all are crazy, man. Giannis, a little brother, man. I can't believe him, man. Sitting on the end of the bench making $12 million, man.
Getting paid in high fives. It's just he just stands and high fives guys over and over and over. Also, this has happened before. Didn't Derrick Rose get his brother a contract with Adidas? I feel
That's
like
awesome.
Like this has happened before.
At least
Also-
he's not pouting.
Well, I think he's doing okay with Nike. But like the amount of money it would have cost to get him as well, very minimum. The amount of money you don't get from the market share and the money you keep from Nike, very maximum.
Mm-hmm. If who else can Giannis bring along with him? Like, who else can he hook up from Nike? And if Giannis is like the example for the class, who's Clayton Clark going to bring with her? What's she going to do with that somewhere in between 10 and 20 milli in a signature shoe?
Well, what's going to happen is LeBron's going to do it with his kid, and he's going to be like, obviously it'll still be Nike, but like Giannis is doing this to the Bucks. He's doing this to like whatever he's going to go do the Tonight Show or whatever.
Yeah.
My brother's here too, guys.
Mhm.
Like, they're like, well, he can hang out in the green room. Like he's fine there. Like, we don't need him in front of the camera or on the court, please. No matter what. That's a dude, though, right?
It's a huge dude move. That's a bro move. Take care of your people. I mean, it's his family. It's his brother. It's probably his best friend.
I'm a big fan of nepotism, I think.
Now?
Yeah.
Oh, just now?
I like it when it helps.
The Bush family, not so much.
No.
But the Antana kind of Kupos, yes.
He's like super international as far as stardom goes.
Oh, sure.
Like Adidas, who's like, I think pretty good in certain markets. Soccer obviously is one. Like you want to be a basketball brand? Like you want to be that thing? Like this is one of the guy. Get this guy.
I mean, it's either Jokic or Giannis in Europe. Like you got it. One of those two guys is your favorite player.
Where would you wear your Air Thanases?
Oh God, it depends on what they look like.
They're real good for lounging.
They're just Crocs.
Yeah, they're just set yourself up for comfort.
Yeah, Giannis has his signature shoe, and Thanasis has his signature slides.
It's me, guys. So just
Uh,
it's sweet that they're slides too,
yes.
and they're like little thing, like little brother. That's what they say on them. They say little brother.
Oh, Nike LBs.
Yeah, BRUDDER.
Oh,
This is generational fumble.
All right. I'm Giannis Antetokounmpo, and when I take off my Giannis 8s, I slide into a pair of Thanasis ones.
You do that too, right? Where it's like whatever the new Giannis costs $100 or a fake number. I don't know what new shoes cost. And then you're like, or you can get the bundle pack for 110.
Yes. Or the price is like directly proportional to their salaries.
Yes. Or what if you're like the family with 2 kids and you get like the older brother, the Giannis, and you get. Actually, I don't know which one's older, so I don't know why I'm saying this.
Excellent point.
Yeah, I'm assuming Giannis.
Giannis is the oldest.
Okay, yeah, thank you. That helps in this moment. And the little brother, he's like, I don't want to be Luigi. Today's I-9 varsity, the I-9 varsity of Doofy Brothers.
Oh, this is going to be good.
It's going to be a good one. When we get back from the break, we got a fun guest. It's 2 Men On, live from Hollow Spirits, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
This report.
Puss in Boots and Puss in Boots and Puss in Boots and Puss in Boots.
It's my jam.
Audrey, I know you're distracted or whatever. Go ahead and put that microphone in front of your mouth. That'd be a cool, fun thing.
No, I was like essing too much the
What are we
last
doing?
time.
Okay.
It was too sibilant.
She doesn't want to ruin that bright pink lipstick.
This shit
Fred.
doesn't come off for nothing. This will be here till tomorrow.
Audrey Harper joining us on the program. Fun event going on tonight at Hollow Spirits. Tell me about it like I don't know about it.
Oh, hey guys. Thanks for having me on again. So tonight at Hollow Spirits, the 2024 Beard and Mustache Throwdown benefiting Elevate the Spectrum, your local nonprofit autism support foundation. So we're going to have 7 rounds of beards and mustaches and lady beards and talent, all battling it out to win our grand prize wrestling style belt for the end of the evening.
Love that.
We've got some great vendors here that have donated amazing items into our raffle. Any raffle ticket purchases go right back to Elevate the Spectrum. All of the vendors have amazing stuff, jewelry, art, sculpture, glass blowing. If you buy anything from them, 10% of those sales go right back into the Elevate the Spectrum Foundation. And if you want to enter any of the categories, get down here before 6:30, $20 a person to enter any category that you want. And all of that money goes right back into Elevate the Spectrum.
Heck
Hollow
yeah.
Spirits has been lovely enough to create us a special wrestling themed cocktail menu for the night.
Woo!
In fact, that is one of our items. So we call it the woo, and you have to order it in the Ric Flair voice, or you can't have it. No, you can totally have it. But a percentage of all these cocktail sales are going to go, again, back to Elevate the Spectrum.
Love everything about that. It's not just one drink. You can get like whatever,
Right.
a bunch of different drinks.
Yeah, there's 3 different cocktails. So we've got the woo, we've got the sweet gin music, and we've got the pile driver.
What if you have a sweet beard? How can you be involved in the festivities tonight?
So all you have to do is show up here. We're on the upper patio here at Hollow Spirits. Find our judges table, and you can enter the contest between 5:30 and 6:30. If you have a beard, if you have a mustache, if you have a decorated beard, if you have a beard that you made out of Coke cans, bottle caps, glass,
Ooh, smart.
or whatever. If you have a funky talent or vocal thing, or you can turn your body inside out, you can also enter that part of the competition. They will have you fill out a very brief entry form. They will take your $20 donation per category, and baby, you're on the list.
We haven't even gotten started yet. There's some sweet beards here.
Oh, I
There's
know.
7 beard categories, all beards. Bring them all.
5 facial hair specific categories,
Okay.
1 bearded maiden category for the ladies. That's
Okay.
your crafted facial hair category. And we've seen some really amazing stuff over the years from that category. Christmas pipe cleaners with light up lights. We've seen people just tape their own hair across the sides of their face. We've had kids enter that category, so it's always a fun one. And then we also have the Stupid Human Tricks talent competition. So if you're not facially haired or you don't want to enter the ladies competition, you can do something fun and interesting and see if the audience loves it.
Van,
Me and Fred can juggle. Where would we place?
How good is
entry?
How good is your juggling?
Not great.
Mine-
Entry level.
Mine-
Entry level
mine's like
juggling.
weirdly good. Mine's stupid good.
He's lying. It's
So
not true.
is that his secret talent?
He's like a
No,
solid
everyone
stick.
knows I'm a very good juggler. Like,
It's just around town. It's on your. It's I saw that on the back of your business card.
no, there's literally nothing on the back of my business. It's the creepiest business card of all time. Also, I have a regular beard, but I also have a beard in my life that I go on dates with and spend a lot of time with.
Yeah.
And that keeps people from asking about me and Van.
She's
Yeah.
very nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Secret safe with her.
And what's her name?
We don't use it on
Stephanie.
air. We don't use it on
Sure,
air.
that's fine.
It sounds
Yeah.
like a Stephanie.
She could be
Sounds like a
Stephanie.
Stephanie situation
Yeah.
to me.
It's Randy Savage.
The macho mistress, Randy Savage.
The fun thing about Randy Savage is he's an actual guy who works at Cumulus as
Yeah.
well and does all of our back of the
It's a
house
hard life growing up with that name.
with a super cool name.
You know what? I grew up from elementary school. Even to this day, I know a guy actually named Dusty Rhodes, and he was born and named that. I think only within the first couple of years that actual Dusty Rhodes was a wrestler, but he had to live his whole life with that name. And I'll tell
That's
you what,
the American dream.
yeah,
When you got a name like that, you know what it is growing up? Hard times.
It's a super good one. Event starts at 6, though. It goes to 9 o'clock tonight. You don't have to be here for all of it, but if you are, you're going to miss out on nothing. If you're here for some, there are the raffle items. You guys obviously have some vendors here, and they are doing what? They're doing a percentage of their proceeds as well.
Right. 10% of any vendor sales from this evening are going to go back to Elevate the Spectrum. All of the vendors have donated in an item of their making to be raffled off over the course of the night. We also have some great items from my business. I own a big day spa. We've got some hair supplies. We've got all kinds of beard and facial hair grooming products. We've got tickets to the Isotopes. We've got tickets to the United game. We got all sorts of stuff. And we are also selling tickets for the DCCW Duke City Championship Wrestling match next Wednesday, the 24th.
Yeah,
Ooh, I'm going to that.
well, that's more than 10%. So we're doing a 50%.
Right.
Oh.
DCCW has been kind
Yeah.
enough to 50% us on those ticket sales. So we're going to have a stack of those here tonight that you can buy from the Elevate the Spectrum table.
So we have a donation here from Sadie's.
Oh my goodness.
So Sadie's has donated tickets to Sunday night's Christome Kingfish Ingram concert
Ooh,
over
okay.
at the Sunshine Theater.
Girl, yeah.
So they are for you to at your disposal donate and wrap off.
I can't wait.
100% of proceeds of that by way of Sadie's. So
Thank you,
to that.
Sadie, so much.
Yeah, how kind, Van.
Oh, they're the kindest.
Oh, they're the kindest. They're the
Sadie
kindest to
loves-
my digestive system every single time. But
Smoke,
that's why I'm there almost weekly.
smoking hot cartoon Sadie loves Albuquerque.
Like Thirst Trap.
Yes.
Yeah, like if Jessica Rabbit
Yeah.
and Lola Bunny had a
Insta-thoughty.
baby,
Yeah.
it would
Insta-thoughty.
be, yeah,
Cartoon Sadie.
Mhm.
Sweet Precious, Apple of my eye,
Mhm. Speaking of
yeah,
apples, my
Target
goodness.
of all my desires,
Mhm.
Cartoon Sadie.
Speaking of apples, what's with this pile of post-soccer game snacks on the table here, guys?
So-
I'm the best soccer mom in the
You
biz.
are.
Not gonna lie.
There's orange smiles, you guys. You're missing out if you're not here right
Yeah.
now.
All, raw almonds, healthy fats.
Come down.
mm.
Come down to Hollow Spirits, see the boys. We're broadcasting live. We're on air till 6:13. But you can also see how Van does, like a Pinterest mom does for sporting events, but for radio.
Yes.
He's like he's the Pinterest mom of radio snacks.
Love that. Love that.
Hey, and
I can't wait to watch.
you think that tangerine rind went into the trash? You'd be wrong.
Yeah.
Because I gave it to Z, the best bartender in the universe here at Hollow Spirits, and she's going to zest my tangerine rind into drinks tonight.
How you feel about that?
I'm absolutely with it. You know, a little bit of vitamin C goes a long way.
How many competitors do you expect to have tonight?
Oh, you know what? In the past, we've had anywhere from 30 for the whole competition up to 50 or 60. So, you know, we've gotten some really great traction. You guys have been wonderful about
Yeah.
helping us spread the word. I'm anticipating a pretty solid turnout for tonight. I'm expecting to see so much amazing facial hair.
We talked about this last week when we were at Young Professionals of Albuquerque. But Elevate the Spectrum does what with these proceeds?
So Elevate the Spectrum takes a vast majority of these proceeds, and one of their big projects here in Albuquerque that they've been granted awards by not only the mayor of Albuquerque but by the governor of New Mexico.
We'll
is
give them an award too.
we're going to award them
Yeah.
all night, baby.
Ooh.
One of their big projects
Okay.
is called Hero Bags. Hero Bags are kits that they put together and they hand out to first responders. So your EMTs, your firefighters, your police department. They go around to all of these places and they're doing training with all of your first responders so that when they're approaching somebody on the spectrum in an emergency situation, we can have safe and successful interactions. Some of our spectrum family are nonverbal.
Sure.
So in the bags, we have whiteboards. We have boards where they can point out how they're feeling or if they're injured somewhere. We have sensory safe objects. So we have soundproofing headphones and fidget spinners, all
Love it.
kinds of stuff to help make these interactions with our first responders in more traumatic situations a little bit more successful and safe.
What we need is some way to make like a real fun, safe, and comfortable van, like atmosphere for like live sporting.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there was a way, and I don't know how we figure this out down the road, but if there was a way to curate that, I think we would do incredibly well of I don't know, creating like a destination
Yeah,
for
right.
individuals that need that kind of comfort, you know?
Mhm.
So some larger sporting franchises are moving to sensory rooms. You can go into the stadium and have like a nice, calm atmosphere, and you can experience it, but in a different way than most people would.
Well, guys, that's definitely something that Elevate the Spectrum has been doing in the community. So while not at sporting events quite yet, movie theaters, trampoline parks, all these sorts of places where kids might want to go, they do create sensory-friendly nights, afternoons, evenings where families and their kids can go and experience these places that are maybe normally a lot of input for somebody on the spectrum. And so they have these great sensory-friendly nights. So maybe we need to start talking to United and the Isotopes folks about having a nice little, oh, we get one of the suites up top. That'd be great.
Yeah. The
Ooh.
real issue though is if you give Van like a trapped or captured audience, like that's not fair to them. That's not a
Mhm.
special night. That's a punishment
Mm-hmm. In a padded room, soundproof padded room.
where it's just
Yeah,
you and
just
your
me.
and your quips
Mm-hmm.
and your one-liners.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No.
So just you alone in there talking to yourself, pounding your head against the rubber walls. I love that.
But between 6 and 9 tonight. You can show up anytime, though. Hollow Spirits is open right now. We are live until 6:15, and then we're going to hang out for most of the evening, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Audrey, final words?
Final words. We really hope you guys come down here. This is a great organization.
Yeah.
This is a great event. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's wrestling themed, and we've got all kinds of people coming out in costume. I've got freaking feathers in my hair like a bird.
Yes.
I got to go put my tights on because, baby, we're going to do figure 4 all night long.
Lost me there at the end.
Is that like an Urban Dictionary thing that I don't know about?
I'll show you later.
Okay, awesome.
Streaming on live from Hollow Spirits, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
And in the on deck circle, Marie Castillo. This is Two Men On with Van Nunley and Fred Slow.
Mike's that.
Back live on the program, back live at Hollow Spirits. We're elevating the spectrum today. A super fun vendor-led event on the rooftop of Hollow Spirits. Come help us, help individuals and families affected with autism, man. So there you go. All right, Van. Today's your day on the Isham Dental soundbite of the day. Walk me through it.
It's an easy one to unpackage.
All right.
The Phillies City Connect jerseys suck, and their own team knows it.
Isaiah, the Isham Dental soundbite of the day.
The very sexy men's beer league softball team. Emphasis on the very sexy. I think, and I hope that they grow on us and the rest of the city throughout the year, because at the end of the day, we are going to be wearing them however often. I like the story behind each part of the jersey. I think the colors were a little off for me. I was kind of hoping for a full-on Fanatics costume out there. That could have been really cool.
I think that's a great idea. Just thinking about having that lime green and, putting his nose. Oh, my God. I think next year that's
right
something.
Center cut.
Oh, God. I think that'd be solid. You know how many jerseys you sell on those?
I think we look like
Beer league softball jerseys. A professional baseball player is ragging on his own jerseys. I love it so much.
Who was I listening to?
It was Garrett Stubbs of
He
the
plays
Philadelphia.
for the Phillies.
He's on the Phillies. He's a Phillies player. He wears those awful jerseys.
Who is he talking to? Is this like in
Yeah,
confidence?
no, it's it's an interview thing. He's saying this out in the open to someone in sports media for all the world to hear and know.
505-881-0422. Reach out to ishamdentalabq.com. You can do your online registration there. Medicare A and B, all different avenues of insurance coverage, including Blue Cross Blue Shield, Presbyterian, AmeriGroup, Delta Dental, kind of all the big ones.
Sure.
Scott will be able to help you out. We're not just endorsers. I'm also a client. Scott has put his fingers right into my mouth, and I am a better person for it. Keep in mind your denture repairs. Okay, Van. I am a big fan of like sipping the team Kool-Aid. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like your boss tells you to do a thing, just do whatever your boss says.
Do the thing.
Do the thing.
So much easier.
Yep. Got to dress a certain way. Got to be a certain way. I do have a little apprehension. I have a little apprehension whenever there is dissension like amongst the players. And I don't think the problem is what he's saying. I think it's that he's not aware enough to not say it.
No, everyone knows. Anyone with 20/20 vision or anyone with access to LASIK surgery or anyone with access to an optometrist knows that these jerseys are awful. I like 90% of the City Connect jerseys. They're all very clever. They wrap in like something about the city, something about the city's history, something about like the colors that aren't a normal team color that is representative of the city. They're always really smartly done. What they did is they took the Seattle Mariners City Connect jerseys, which are the worst, and made them worse than that.
It just says Philly on it.
Yeah. And it's got like a 1990s blast pack rice burner Honda Civic paint job on them. It is awful.
If you say Philly to me, I don't think I think of the city. I think of the sandwich.
So you have bread colored pants and then a meat colored jersey.
Well, even if you had like
then all the piping is cheese.
Like on the sleeves?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Like something like that. Also, I feel like
that's a little minor leaguey. I think what they were talking about in the soundbite at the very end, they had a perfectly good opportunity to have like bright green and white and red and have the Philly Fanatic jerseys. Those would crush. Those would be the best selling jerseys in all of sports.
Oh, that Fanatic. I thought they meant the jersey maker.
No. They're awful too. Philly Fanatic, excellent. Nike's baseball jersey division by Fanatics, awful.
That's not the one.
No,
I don't like it.
they're awful. They look awful.
Is Sadie Connect supposed to be cool or campy?
A sexy mix of both, I think.
Does every team have one?
Not yet.
What is
So
it?
I think some teams are going to refuse.
Why is that?
I think the Yankees won't do it. I think the Yankees just want to stay OG. There's a few teams that haven't opted into doing it. Almost everyone will end up doing one.
All right, so I'm looking at the St. Louis Cardinals to see if they have one, and apparently they're going to announce it next month.
I think
So the
they'll be-
Cardinals one is coming.
Last year they said they weren't going to have one, but they caved this year.
That's what the Cardinals said?
Yep.
Yeah, that tracks, you know. Because it's like a historic thing, and they already have, like, and this is most major league teams, but if you already have a lot of jerseys that sell,
Yeah.
I guess you don't really oversaturate the market, though, right? Because, like, if you end up in a situation where you're selling jerseys to everyone all the time, regardless of what they are, at least you're selling stuff.
Yeah, I think all the OG teams, your Cardinals, your Yankees, I don't think it's necessary. They're going to sell tons of jerseys no matter what because they got some of the best players and some of the best fan bases. You don't need to get kitschy or hokey or campy with some of these alternates. But all the newer teams, like, you should 100% do it.
I got some numbers for you I wanted to run by you. This is adjacent. So you remember in January whenever I went to the Royal Rumble down in St. Pete?
Sure.
All right, so I'm down at the St. Pete Royal Rumble, and ESPN, WWE sent me today the economic impact of the Royal Rumble at St. Pete. Are you ready for some
Sure.
wild numbers?
Hit me.
All right. So almost 50,000 people. It was 48,044 packed Tropicana Field for the Royal Rumble. So it was fans from all 50 states and 40 different countries.
Most people that's ever been in that stadium by far.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's real. That's the real number.
Uh-huh.
The attendance set a record at the Trop. Cool, you know. And then around 12,000 people went to Monday Night Raw at the Amalie Arena. That was like 2 days later or whatever. So according to this report, the Royal Rumble earned $47,401 in total economic impact. It also calculated $28 million in total direct spending and almost $3 million in taxes to the Trop. Is this the wildest thing you've ever seen?
I mean that's Super Bowl numbers almost.
Yeah. Well, and the WrestleMania, the 2-day WrestleMania thing is always double this.
Sure.
So the one we went to in LA was like $250 million.
It's wild.
Wild. So here's some. The Imagine Museum said it was up 25% the days before and after the Royal Rumble. That big sports bar down there that I went to with Jacob Fatu and got super drunk.
Okay.
7 times the business that day. Green Bench reported 10 to 15% increase for normal operations. Like, it's wild to me. And obviously we're talking a little bit about wrestling right now because we're at an event centered around wrestling in a world of helping these kids with this throwdown.
Yeah.
But it's wild to me just how willing like fan bases are to go for pro wrestling. And that, I think you have to get that exact same rub if you're Major League Baseball for these jerseys, for this thing. Like throw a and I don't know if it's the All-Star game or what it is, but if it is the All-Star game, make it to where you're building this big of an impact with weird stuff to buy or weird stuff to go out and see or exclusives or
Right.
whatever. Like if the All-Star game had exclusive, you can only get this thing here, t-shirts, not t-shirts, nicer than people would make the effort. I think a baseball fan would, but I don't feel like the Super Bowl is different, but I don't feel like in baseball, you're drawing anyone or the attention of, except for that direct fan base. And no one across this United States is going to buy a Phillies Connect jersey outside of super diehard Phillies fans.
No, not even Phillies fans are buying them. It's one of the worst failures in all the City Connect jerseys. The Phillies, you know how hardcore Philly sports fan is. It's one of like the most passionate hardcore sports bases there is. Most of them are awful. We know that. But still, they're still passionate. They still represent Philly like no other. But even this rollout of the jersey, people were insanely upset.
Yeah.
Just floods of emails. The comments on the internet are absolutely hilarious. And then they had a big launch day where you get to line up and you get the first crack at the jerseys. You get to pick out the first round of jerseys, and you the first people to ever put them on your human body. There was like 12 people there in Philly supporting the Philly. That's how much they hate these jerseys.
You know how many people came out for the Trump sneaker?
How many did they make? That many.
That number.
Exactly that many.
You have to take that city thing and connect it with a local brand. You know, like the way the United does with like Meow Wolf, or the way they do it with like Taos, or the way they do it with whatever, fill in the blank. You have to tie it into something that people love. And if it's Philadelphia, then, maybe it's a sandwich shop. Or if it's Philadelphia, maybe it's the Liberty Bell or it's the Rocky statue. I don't know. I'm just naming stuff at this point. But that's how you make a City Connect thing work.
Sure.
In partnership with.
Well, also you make them don't suck.
Make them don't suck.
Like, you got to pass it on. I mean, you got to pass it through the players. The whole team has to like sign off on this, because there's no way they would have signed off on these jerseys. Like, everyone, when they put them on and walk out on the field, like, their shoulders are hunched over. Like, these jerseys are killing team morale. That's how bad they are.
I don't know how much kits matter. I guess they do.
Like, these jerseys are like having Antonio Brown on your team.
Yeah. Years ago when I was a kid, I won like a AAU basketball tournament thing.
Congratulations. That's a big deal.
Yeah, at the time.
Yeah.
But we didn't have our jerseys. There was something had gone astray. So we had worn like maroon shirts that we just like ironed on numbers on the back.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking like?
Sure.
And like we looked like District 5. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
This was like we were the Mighty Ducks out there. And I'm assuming we looked a fools, but like it felt hecka cool to like beat teams that like have the sharpest kits, and we're wearing like our just black pick me up shorts and cut off sleeve like t-shirts that must have weighed 100 pounds from sweat at the end of the night, that
Right.
kind of thing. And I think I was into that. I mean, there might be a rallying cry around we might look like junk, we don't have to play like junk.
Right.
That might exist.
I mean, that's the exact opposite of the mantra, look good, play good. Like,
Yeah.
do you like your pants low or high? Do you like your pants skin tight? Do you like them a little breathable? Are you a one button or two button jersey guy? Do you go Under Armour? Do you go undershirt? Do you wear sweatbands? Like, there's all kinds of swag options to like personalize your jersey. None of that matters when your City Connect jerseys look that awful. You just feel awful and you play awful. So hopefully what you said is correct, that they rally behind it and start playing better and unite behind each other, because it's a bad look. Literally.
Today's I-9 varsity, when we get back from the break, it's the I-9 varsity of Doofy Brothers, Van. Doofy Brothers.
I'm in.
2 men on 95.9 FM and AM 610. Live from Hollow Spirits, the sports animal. Welcome back to the program. Today's I-9 Varsity, the I-9 Varsity of Doofy Brothers. League Office 280 at i9sports.com, 505-312-4999. Don't forget, flag football, soccer, baseball, cheerleading registrations now open for I-9 Sports. Really just Google I-9 Sports here in Albuquerque. It comes up for you, but 505-312-4999. They will call you back. We promise you that. We actually know that. They've told us. And League Office 280 at i9sports.com if you just want to text your wife something to do.
Aw.
So there you go. Okay, I will go first.
Go ahead.
Because I am that guy.
Go ahead.
Leaping Lanny Poffo.
Okay.
Yeah. Also known as the Genius.
Okay.
Is the doofy brother of Randy Savage, my
All right.
friend. The Macho Man Randy Savage's
Good start.
little doofy brother, Leaping Lanny Poffo. That's shades of Giannis's little brother all day long.
Did he play minor league baseball for the Reds?
Randy Savage played for the Cardinals, too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. First on my I-9 Varsity of Doofy brother. Are we doing Doofy or Goofy?
Yeah,
What
you
do
follow
think?
your. I said Doofy.
You said Doofy. All right,
yeah, like
Doofy.
Doofus, but
All right, like Doofus.
yeah.
All right, so Hewlett Packard's little brother.
Okay.
So Brother Printers
The printer
is
yeah.
number one on
Got
my
it.
I-9
This is a good
Varsity.
one.
That is, he's kind of doofy. He's kind of ridiculous, but somehow he makes it work. So give me, come on, the ink itself.
Yeah, that's a
is
good
worth
one.
it. Yeah.
That's a very good one.
You're not as good, but you're better somehow.
Uh-huh.
So first on my I-9 Varsity of Doofy Brothers, I'm going with the Brothers Printer.
Isaiah?
Give me Tad Prescott, Dak Prescott's brother,
Okay. Okay.
who always feels the need to speak out as if we don't know that he's Dak Prescott's brother and as if the things that he says won't fall onto his brother.
Pretty good.
Needs to keep his mouth shut.
Pretty good. I will continue the list. Now, you guys are familiar with the legendary NYE family from pro wrestling,
Oh,
right?
naturally.
That's the bloodline. That's where all these stories are about.
Mhm.
And Rikishi, father of the Usos.
Yep.
He has a brother, Sam.
Okay.
That's it.
Does he not wrestle? Or he does wrestle?
He did, kind of, a little bit. I mean, but his name was Sam.
All right. Go Sam, I guess.
Well,
Rooting for him.
yeah, go away.
Oh, no. Is he bad?
So there you
That's a bummer.
He's not the guy, not the business.
Okay. My turn again? Do
Yeah.
I get to go?
Yeah.
All right. Next on my I-9 Varsity of
Mhm.
Doofy Brothers, I'm going with the Black Keys album Brothers because it's way overrated, not as good as people think it is. I'm an attack and release guy all day.
It's the only album they
The
had.
Black Keys peaked at Attack and Release.
Yeah.
Produced by Danger Mouse. It was their best work. They really honed their craft.
Pretty good.
Next on my I-9 Varsity Doofy Brothers.
Yeah.
Black Keys Brothers.
Isaiah?
I think an easy one for us all to agree
Okay.
on is Jackson Mahomes.
Oh.
Yeah, good answer.
Oh.
Yeah, good answer.
You could go multiple angles with this one, but I'll personally say that I know people who live in Kansas City, and I've heard that firsthand. He actually goes around like his butt don't stink. You know what I mean? He walks around as if he can just do whatever he wants.
His butt don't stink.
Mm.
Cut that one off. We're going to need that. We're going to need that. Now, you're familiar, Van,
Okay.
with Road Warrior Animal.
Yes.
Okay, from the Road Warriors.
Uh-huh.
Now, you'll remember that the Road Warriors were, like also known as Legion of Doom, were Hawk and Animal. Like, you know that.
Everybody knows.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
But they weren't actually brothers.
A hawk is an animal, though. Did it ever get confusing for them?
The party is an animal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the Fraggle Rock drummer.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Road Warrior Animal, Isaiah, there's this very funny story of one time me and Van were at this 4th of July party in Phoenix in Flagstaff
Mhm.
with his
Yeah.
family, and his family had gotten this at-home band to play all night long to celebrate it might have been Memorial Day. Now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, it's Memorial Day.
It was Memorial Day,
Mhm.
and this band, the drummer in it, looked exactly like the entire Muppet band, and I couldn't place it all night long, and I've been drinking.
Yeah.
And then at one point in the night, it clicked with me, and I found an image of exactly what you're talking about,
Sure.
presented it to you, and then laughed maniacally and uncontrollably for hours on end.
Usually a moment of clarity means something different. Fred.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
That's not what it was for me. The Road Warrior Animal had a brother, Marcus. He wrestled as the Terminator, and he sucked.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So
Which Terminator?
the worst one.
Ah, okay.
So there you go.
So 3?
Yep.
Okay. Next on my I-9 varsity of Doofy Brothers, I'm going with the 2015 movie Brothers,
Oh, good one.
which is the Doofy brother of 2009 film, you'll never guess it, Brothers.
Yeah.
The 2009 film Brothers is better than the 2015 film Brothers, and all my brothers know that to be true.
This was a good one.
Thank you.
Isaiah?
How about Derek from Step Brothers? The
Yeah.
the mean brother who
The-
just left everyone behind.
The really talented one.
Yeah. He's still doofy.
The voice of an angel, if you ask me.
It's a very good one. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this. When Kurt Angle won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck, do you remember that?
Nope.
All right, well, that's the thing that happened in the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta. And then he became a pro wrestler and brought out his brother Eric,
Oh, no.
who sucked. The real answer is Kane, though. Kane sucks compared to The Undertaker. Van, your final one?
I'm going with all the brothers out there. Sometimes it doesn't work out the best for you. Sometimes there's a sibling out there that's better for you. Sometimes you're the doofy brother and you don't know it until it's too late. So finally, on my I-9 varsity of Doofy Brothers, I'm going with one Van Nunley because he is the doofy brother in the family.
Yeah.
My younger sister is better than me in every way. She's smarter, she's funnier, she's prettier, she's more successful. If she did this, she'd be better than me at it. So last on my I-9 varsity of Doofy Brothers, I'm going with me.
Isaiah, wrap it up.
Last on my list is the one and only LiAngelo Ball.
Good get.
Completed the sequence, man.
We have a special NFL draft expert with us when we get back. Ryan Ramirez joins us. Let's go. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, live from Hollow Spirits, the sports animal.
the program.
I had to go pee. I had to go
what-
pee.
Oh, you pee? I thought you were going to go buy some earrings. Look at nice little vendors out here. A little bit of everything.
A little bit of stuff going on here. We got a special guest, man.
We do, Mr. Ryan Ramirez.
Let's go.
Draft expert. We listened to your emails, friend of the show, and we brought back Ryan because he obviously knows everything about sports, and we're just a couple dum-dums.
Couple dum-dums.
Couple dum-dums.
Ryan, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good. How about you guys?
We're excited to be here, my man.
Decent.
We were going to have you on next week for the draft because you literally know more than I've ever met about this thing. But you're out of town. You got some stuff going on. So let's sneak you in. We got 30 minutes. The floor is ours. I got a handful of questions. Van, you got a handful of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my big one. Is this really as rich of a quarterback draft as everyone is saying it is?
I think it's rich, but I don't think it's a bunch of really good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I think they're all just good quarterbacks. Like just starting caliber quarterbacks, but not franchise caliber quarterbacks, except Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams is a franchise quarterback.
Ooh, okay. So,
We have other guys like J.J. McCarthy, Drake May, Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels can be good too. He could be a star QB, yeah, for sure. It kind of just depends on what team he goes to. I think it'll be the Commanders, but we'll see. And if he goes to the Commanders, we'll see if he's a star quarterback because the Commanders are the Commanders.
Yeah. I mean, new regime in Washington.
Mhm.
Do you think that will contribute to the success of whatever quarterback they draft, or is it just a stink fest as usual in Washington?
I think it's going to be we're going to have to wait and see because it's
Okay.
kind of like, every team, they get a new head coach and all that. And you have to figure out, if he's going to be able to teach the quarterback and all that. So I think it just depends on who the QB coach is and all that, if he's a good coach.
Let's stick with quarterbacks a little more. And I want to know, do you have them ranked where the consensus of draft experts have it ranked? Most people think that's set in stone. Caleb first, Jaden second, and then, on down with these guys. Is your ranking drastically different than the consistency of all the other experts?
Well, my top two are the same with Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, but my number 3 is Bo Nix.
Okay.
Now, I say this because I've watched him a lot more than all the other guys, to be fair. But
to be fair.
he can sling the rock. It's crazy how fast his throws are, and he's super, super accurate. Yeah, I think he's a little better than Drake May for sure. And then the JJ McCarthy kind of handed the ball off a lot, so
Sure.
it's kind of hard to judge how he'll be. I think he'll be a bust for sure. So we'll see.
I agree with you on Bo Nix, and except for Caleb Williams, I saw him play more than anyone else the last couple years. He is deadly accurate, over 75% last year.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah, it is.
the thing that I think is wild to me about the quarterback class is there's so many opportunities to take from others here. And it's like we use the Bears, for example, right? Like they're obviously going to take Williams. They obviously are. And that took a job away from Justin Fields. And now the Steelers have what I would identify as 2 starting quarterbacks. And when last year they barely had half of one, so you're going to end up in a shuffle. Do you think we're going to see a lot of movement on day 1 or day 2 of the draft where teams are bringing in a guy that they're willing to, in a Brock Purdy style attempt, pay a limited amount of money for a handful of years and then move on, establish talent?
Yeah, I mean, I think we could definitely see that. I could see I think the Patriots pick at 3, if I'm right.
That is correct.
I could see them moving back. Their I think it was their commissioner, their owner kind of said that they could move
Robert
back
Kraft?
this year. Yeah, they're open to anything. So I could see them moving up if they really want Jaden Daniels. And since it's the new coach, I could see them going in a different direction. They're kind of used to that pocket passer QB, but I could see them going Jaden Daniels, who's a little more of a runner.
I think I'm a little concerned on Gerard Mayo and if he would do anything of his own,
Right.
like creation. Because he just to me seems like a Bill Belichick guy. He seems like they didn't interview anyone else. It was just kind of handed to him this way. And the way New England has done it for the last 23 years with the same head coach and the same 5 coordinators that come in and out all over and over again, I would be surprised if he didn't move out of that spot because that's what they've done traditionally for so long.
Yeah, it's hard to believe they're going to do something different. I feel like any coach who comes into New England used to always be kind of scared of Bill Belichick, in my opinion, to like do anything that under their own power. I think maybe with Gerard Mayo, the other coordinators and stuff will feel a little more open to kind of call their own plays and stuff. And it depends on if he allows that, though.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that ideal. All right, so we're talking. You think quarterback is the richest position in the draft, or you think it's better in another spot?
I think it's better in receiver this year.
Okay,
Boom.
Receiver
the
is
kid out of
pretty-
LSU, right?
Yeah, Malik Neighbors. He's
Mhm.
going to be really good. I don't know if he'll be better than Marvin Harrison though.
Oh,
We'll have to see. They're really good, both of them. So Marvin Harrison Jr. is Marvin Harrison's son, obviously.
yes.
I think he has a lot of his similar talent. I do think he's a little more of like a faster version of his dad.
Okay.
But I do think Malik Neighbors will be slightly better. The guy I am sleeping on though is Xavier Worthy. That dude is super fast. He ran a 4.21. I think it was
Right.
the record in the 40, which is crazy. And all his other combines were up there in like the top 3. He's just a freak of nature. So we'll see how far he falls. A lot of people have him falling to the 20s though.
Should we take a runner on JJ McCarthy to the Giants at 4?
I don't think the Giants should pick a QB. Will they? I do think they will. Yeah. I think they're kind of just done with Daniel Jones. Problem is they signed him to that big contract. So they have to kind of battle between, do we just stick out the contract or do we draft a new QB and find a way to get rid of it? I don't know if they'll go with JJ McCarthy though. If I was them, I'd go Bo Nix, but that's just me.
I agree. I think except for Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, the real value is at the end of the first round, beginning of the second round with Bo Nix, with Penix Jr. I think JJ McCarthy doesn't have the big NFL arm. He didn't get enough reps in college, just handing off the ball over and over and over again, like you said. And I think Drake May is going to be just a flat-out bust.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh, not if he goes to New England. I don't feel that way.
He
You
does
think
feel
so?
like a New England
I feel
quarterback.
that to me just seems like the one team where they're going to give him tools around him. They're getting him opportunities because I think they now. And you guys can tell me also to shut up because what do I know?
Yeah, I'll let you finish, then I'll tell you to shut up.
This to me is the time now that New England is not going to just try to put punt returners out there for a quarterback to throw to.
Yeah.
They're going to put talent around a guy. They're going to protect a guy. So I think New England to me seems like the squad where Drake May, of those drafting at the top, where he could be successful.
I just don't think Drake May is that dude. And you said falling into a good situation, which is super important for a young quarterback in the NFL.
Good point.
I mean, your recent examples, Mac Jones. Why couldn't they turn him into something? I don't see a lot of differences in between Mac Jones and Drake May. What do you feel about that comparison, Ryan?
Well, I do see some differences. I think Drake May can throw the ball a lot better than Mac Jones, and he can also run better than Mac Jones. Mac Jones, I never liked Mac Jones. He came out of Alabama. The last Alabama QB to be really good, I guess, is technically Tua now, but Tua's been a little iffy in his career. But yeah, all the Alabama QBs are a little questionable. And Mac Jones, when he was the thing with Alabama is they all had a ton of talent back then. So Mac Jones had a ton of talent to throw to. He didn't have any talent in New England. So it's kind of, we'll see if they can get him talent. That's why I think they should draft Marvin Harrison, by the way, instead of a quarterback.
Yeah.
They can wait 1 year. Like they're not going to be good even if they do draft a quarterback. So yeah, that's my opinion.
That's a good point.
Another thing to take note of, I think, is that New England beforehand, Bill Belichick used to run most of their drafting. So I think it's interesting to see the first year going into the draft without Belichick. I want to see what type of draft they put together because that will be a big factor in to see like if they can actually put the pieces around the quarterback, like Fred was saying, if they were to get a Drake May.
Let's do this. Let's step away so that Ryan Ramirez and the boys can run the last 20 of the program, talking the NFL draft. We're doing it from Hollow Spirits. Fun event right now going on. Starts at 6 o'clock, but there are a ton of people here, so come right now. Come out for the Beard and Mustache Throwdown to benefit Elevate the Spectrum. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by...
Brian Ramirez is with us. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. Talking the NFL draft. What's the worst position for this draft class?
Well, in my opinion, it's always tight end, but we're just going to rule that out because it's always tight end.
Nice.
So I'd say D tackle is always second worst position.
Yeah.
Or safety. I don't know a ton about those positions because they're kind of the worst positions, so I can't give you a ton about it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
People have been hyping. Go back to the quarterback for just one more. I know we're going to delve into more. Sorry, quarterback sells tickets, baby. Relax. Caleb Williams is like heralded as like the once in a generation talent. John Elway, Andrew Luck, blah blah blah. You got a list of names there, like a no doubter. I think the no doubter in this draft is Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah,
I think he is the sure thing. Plug it in. He's an immediate All-Pro.
Yeah, I don't get how he wouldn't be good. He was great in college. He dominated everybody in college, to be fair.
To be fair.
Yeah.
To be fair.
And, yeah, he's definitely the no-doubter. But Caleb Williams should be a no-doubter because he's going to a Chicago team with a lot of talent. A lot of talent. They made a ton of free agency moves. So, yeah.
What's the name of the wide receiver out of Washington that's super good?
I like him a lot. Odunze.
Odunze. Yeah.
If he ends up in a spot, he seems mega athletic. So if him or Harrison end up in Arizona where they can kind of like run towards the sideline and allow Murray to get loose, I think they could have a bunch of big plays. Are they going to be the most scripted plays? I doubt it. Are they going to be the most drawn together plays? No, but they seem like athletic dudes. Let's jump through it. So the draft really begins at number 2, right?
Yeah.
So number 1, we all are going Caleb Williams to the Bears. They wouldn't have moved their quarterback if not. And then you think Jaden Daniels out of LSU goes to Washington Guardians number 2.
Yeah, that's what I think. Just because they need a QB, like very, very bad. Because they did trade Sam Howell, I believe.
Yeah, he gone.
Which is a little weird. I would have kept him one more year, in my opinion. I think he needed one more year of chance. But Jaden Daniels will be good. I think they'll go with him. He's kind of like an RG3 is what he reminds me of a little bit. Just because he's going to Washington makes a little sense for them to take him. So we'll see how that goes.
And then I think we all get sideways here because I do think it's Drake May to the Patriots at number 3.
Yeah, I think it's Drake May too. The Patriots could do one of those weird picks though, where they go like Bo Nix, how they randomly do that sometimes. But it's not Belichick anymore, so I think it'll be Drake May.
Consensus, fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Drake May is all that. I would rather take Harrison Jr. and then, like you said, wait a year for a quarterback or trade down and then get Penix or Nix later.
I would trade with a QB needy team and then try to trade your way back into the spot right after yours, and maybe you could pick up like a third rounder.
I think there are QB needy teams waiting for the 4th pick, though, and they're going to try to get the quarterback from New York because I believe there's a belief system that J.J. McCarthy is going to go to New York, and you're going to see number 8 somewhere else in the league.
Yeah, I mean, J.J. McCarthy is literally just reminding me of Daniel Jones all over again. Like, Daniel Jones looked a little better out of college, in my opinion, because he had more of a chance to throw the ball. But J.J. McCarthy, they both have big red flags in that they didn't. Well, Daniel Jones, we know he hasn't turned out to be very good. And
right.
J.J. McCarthy, he kind of just handed the ball off a lot. And when he did throw, they were short throws. To be fair, well, I won't say to be fair. He didn't have like a great receiver like a Marvin Harrison to throw to. I mean, he was still at Michigan, so they had good receivers. But I think that could change something if they could get a receiver. But, I mean, there's still – if he goes to New York, who's his receivers? Like Kenny Galladay?
Sure. Yeah, it's gonna be a bummer. I think it's a good situation in New York for anyone. I mean, if New York makes some moves and like gets a good quarterback, I say like you let Daniel Jones make his money and then parlay him later, trade him later for more draft capital or a position of need because he's already under contract. And as far as NFL quarterbacks go, he's not getting paid that much.
Well, and
then you let your new draftee understudy instead of throwing him to a fire on a bad team and a bad organization.
I think you're correct in a lot of ways, man, especially he could look a lot better throwing it to Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yes, sir.
If it is quarterback, that means the first wide receiver is going to come off to the Los Angeles Chargers unless they make that effort to end up with J.J. McCarthy somehow, and that would not be that weird with the new head coach there. Is it Marvin Harrison Jr.? Is it the kid from LSU? Is it the kid from Washington? What do you guys think to the Chargers?
I think Marvin Harrison Jr. probably, and that's going to be a crazy pick for them. Justin Herbert will finally have he's always had Keenan Allen, but Keenan Allen is an injury-riddled player, so
Sure.
he'll have Marvin Harrison, a young rookie, to work with. And I think Marvin Harrison could have like a Justin Jefferson type breakout rookie season and stuff. So I think that would be a really good pick for the Chargers. And then they have their new coach, so we'll see how that goes.
I mean, offense sells tickets. Offense puts butts in the seats. People want to see touchdowns. People want to see a quarterback slinging the ball around. But who is like the prize on defense? Who's that one game changer you see on the other side of the ball, Ryan?
I believe his name is Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
At corner, he's super fast also. He ran like a 4.31 or something. I don't know the exact number.
Right.
But the problem I have with him is he played at Toledo.
Uh-huh.
Toledo is Toledo. They're not playing the Michigans, the Ohio States, the Notre Dames, colleges like that. So it's kind of like, but when you have athletic talent like that, you always have something to work with. And I think if he can get into a good system, a good defense, maybe mentor under a veteran corner, he could be a good superstar.
He seems like a better fit for like an Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like a guy that would maybe be able to do something if he had a little bit of pressure in front of him. And then this is the cliche, safety help behind him. That's the cliche.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
God, man, I am terrified of taking a corner in the first round. Like, miss me with that. I will go to an unskilled position guy. Joe Alt, I think, is a guy that a lot of people think is going to be really good. He played at Notre Dame.
Well, I mean, let's ask Ryan about that because Ryan Romero is joining us, our draft expert on the program. You play on the line at Albuquerque Academy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good draft for tackles and guards this year. Who do you think is the best in that position?
Well, the best is definitely Joe Alt, but I'm going to move away from him real quick, and I'm going to go to Jackson Powers Johnson, the center from Oregon. That guy is super good. Me as a Cowboys fan, I'm praying that he falls to us at 24.
Okay.
But I don't think it will happen.
Big shoes to fill in Dallas.
Yeah, big shoes in like a ton of positions. We don't do anything. So yeah, hopefully, I think he'll be really good. He'll be like let me think of a good comparison. Travis Frederick, if anybody knows who that is.
Yeah,
He's played for the Cowboys, all-pro center multiple years. I think he's kind of similar to him, and you don't get centers like that very often. I think if he's there on the board for like any team, I would take him after 15.
Oh, nice.
So yeah.
God, man, they seem like a team that's going to get like another linebacker or something. The Cowboys, like Junior Colson or someone, they're going to get a dude and be like, no, you're going to put him right up against the side of Micah Parsons, and it's going to be the most deadly left and right side you've ever seen. And you're going to go, guys, move the ball.
Yeah, and then it's like, they run the ball and we can't stop it.
It's over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
The most interesting pick of the first round, I think, is maybe the last pick of the first round. That's the Los Angeles Rams, because they're going right after the Green Bay Packers. Where does DB Cooper DeJean end up?
Oh, please say
What team? Those are the only two options.
Say the right answer.
I think for him,
the right answer, Ryan.
he's not. He's if he doesn't go in those final two picks, I don't think he goes in the first round.
Yeah, I agree, because the other teams behind him don't really need corners. So I think he goes to Green Bay.
My man. That is the right answer.
Unless
no buts.
A guy with an awesome name, Kool-Aid McKinstry, goes. It's still there. That's who I would take instead of him.
I'm still into that, too. That's a great pick.
Yeah.
If one of those two guys lasted all the way to Green Bay, I'd be super happy with either one of those.
They'll both fall back past Dallas, which means it'll be like San Francisco, Tampa Bay, Arizona. Those will be one of the teams that ends up with one of those athletic dudes.
San Fran will take one, in my opinion. I don't know who, but they do need one.
Who's the steal of the draft?
Still the draft, Brock Bowers, tight end out of Georgia. I know I said tight end was a weak position, but everybody underlooks it. And then you look at a team like Kansas City, they have Travis Kelce, and he puts up 1,000 yards every single year.
Boom.
And Brock Bowers can do that. He's more athletic than Travis Kelce. Might not be the greatest blocker, but that's okay if he's a vertical threat.
Ryan, we'll have you on after the draft to recap everything. Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. I had a good time.
Ryan Ramirez, he knows more about football than, me and Van do.
Low bar, and he jumped way over.
We're at Hollow Spirits, and we're hanging out. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. All right, we put our prize picks in during the break.
Yep.
So we actually started it last night. So last time we took Les, Ryan Nelson, and Logan Webb, less than 0.5 runs scored in the first inning, which would be 0 runs.
Right.
And their matchup of Arizona and San Francisco. And we also took the quote-unquote gimme of Nikola Jokic more than 0.5s, which would be
score one basket,
one solitary free throw.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in the mix right now. We're in the mix.
Love that.
Yeah, we're in the mix. Joining us on the program, friend of the show, Josh Susha.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Josh,
my friend.
have you used promo code KNML to match up to $100 on your first deposit with Prize Picks?
I have not, because I watched a very extensively long video that reminded me that because I work in professional baseball, I'm not allowed to make any wagers whatsoever about baseball. And it does not make sense for me to go down the slippery slope of any other sports teams either. So while I wish I would have taken the under on tie block total base runners last night.
That's smart.
Like everything about it. So your baseball team's getting a lot better. Way to go, man.
Yeah, thank you. My baseball team, in which I assembled and I drafted, no, just kidding. I had nothing to do with the players on our team other than liking them. And no, they look good. Yesterday was one of those days where you're like, man, I wish we could turn the clock back to 30 years ago, because Ty Block not only retired all 12 batters that he faced, he did it on 41 pitches. And so if this was 20 or 30 years ago, we might have been having a discussion today about a no-hitter or a perfect game. But in the year 2024, there is a lot of different factors that go into it, including what might the Rockies need this weekend. And Ty was a little injured in spring training, and so everything is always caution, 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 which is understandable. But at the same time, the baseball fan to me is like, I would have liked to see whether he could have thrown a perfect game or a no-hitter, or how long he could have lasted last night.
Well, how about we see what it is actually like to throw a perfect game? Because my dude Ponticelli needs to drop that ERA down a bit. By the way, fun fact, Fred, Ponticelli is short for Pontiac cell phone.
That's not real.
Isn't that true, Josh?
It just might be true.
Okay,
it might cause for an investigation to find out if it is. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's not true until we find out.
Okay. He's going to get that ERA down tonight, Sush?
Well, I sure hope so. It's kind of hard for it to get much higher. It's been a difficult start to the season for Thomas. He has a track record of pitching really well. That's why he was acquired. That's why he's at AAA. He ran into a hot-hitting Oklahoma City team, and then his third start didn't go so well either. He needs it bad, and the Isotopes need it bad too, because even though they pitched really well last night, they had to use a lot of guys. And tomorrow, their starter, Noah Davis, well, he's up in the big leagues. And we might lose somebody else because the Rockies got snowed out. They're going to have a doubleheader on Sunday.
Right.
So you really need your starter to go as far as he can go tonight.
Let Jordan Beck cook. Tied career highs in both RBIs and hits. He's the best player I've ever seen in person at the AAA level. Convince me I'm wrong.
Ooh, wow. Did you see Noah Syndergaard when he played for the Las Vegas then 51s at Isotopes Park?
He pulled that one out of the air.
That's a
good question.
Jordan Beck is the best. He's my favorite player of all time, and I don't understand.
The answer is no, you didn't see Noah Syndergaard.
I don't believe I did. No, I don't.
Okay,
think so.
did
Noah,
you see
he did not.
Carlos Correa when he was with the Fresno Grizzlies?
Oh, I did.
These are guys. I've only been in town for 6 years.
Okay, did you see? Okay, so that excludes Trevor Story, right?
Yep,
correct.
Did you see Ryan McMahon?
Oh, Jordan Beck is better at AAA than Ryan McMahon was at AAA.
He dominated there, though.
He was a stud.
Ryan McMahon in his first month at AAA was the PCL Player of the Month. He hit like 480 his first month with us.
That was wild.
Here's the thing. I don't want to make it seem like I'm dissing on Jordan. Today's his birthday, by the way. So
JB.
Yes, he was also my guest on the pregame show, and it was a fun discussion with him. I love watching him play. He can do it all. You guys mentioned what he did at the plate. He also had a really important leaping catch on the warning track in right center last night. I love that he's hitting leadoff these days. Put it this way. He's not going to be at AAA the entire season. He's going to be at Denver. I don't know if it's going to be at the end of the week or at the end of the month, but he's going to be at Denver at some point this summer. And so enjoy him, boys, while you can.
I know what I'm going to get him for his birthday.
What's that?
A devil's haircut.
It's a good one.
That's what I'm getting Beck. You know why?
Yeah.
Because he's not a loser, baby.
You're still going.
Yeah, I'm still going. Those are the 2 Beck songs I know. I'm kind of done. You got one?
I mean, that's kind of the big one.
Okay, good.
We got to put 2 out there. Those are the 2. All right, who's on the bump tonight, Josh, and why am I excited?
Van already previewed this. It's Thomas Ponticelli, and you're excited because his ERA is going to go south tonight
Plummet.
based on his performance here.
And he's not on the 40-man roster, right?
You know, you're correct. And this is what's interesting, too, is that the only pitcher on the Isotopes who's on the Rockies 40-man roster is Riley Pint, which is a strange development because normally you've got a bunch of guys on the 40-man roster. So that doesn't mean that nobody else can get called up. It would just mean that you have to make room on the 40-man roster by designating someone for assignment or putting someone on the 60-day injured list or different things like that. But I'm very curious to see what happens this weekend because, again, Noah Davis got called up for Kyle Freeland, got a doubleheader on Sunday. That usually means you need somebody else. So it's an opportunity for someone from the bullpen. Look, there's a lot of guys in the bullpen that were in the big leagues last year, including Matt Cook, including Matt Caracetti. It's usually a reliever that goes up for doubleheader because they just called up Noah. Anyway, we shall see. But there's opportunities for everyone on that pitching staff to maybe get called up if you have a couple of good outings here.
Did you know the Rockies don't have a player on their major league roster that's thrown a pitch over 100 miles per hour this year?
I did not know that.
Did you know
They have in past years. Julian Fernandez did a few years ago.
Did you know the Oakland Athletics have thrown 65 pitches over 100 miles per hour this year?
By one guy.
Yeah, I was about to say, is it anybody other than their closer?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, well, 97 still gets out, and 94 on the outside corner at the knees gets a lot of outs, and they're usually quicker too.
There are currently 11 teams that haven't put one over triple digits on any gun across baseball.
Who are the other teams?
The Braves, the Red Sox, the Cubs, the Astros, the Miami Marlins, the Twins, the Mets, the Rays, the Texans, and the Nationals.
So it sounds like a combination of teams that are really good and teams that were expected to be good that have not been as good as they have in the past, and some teams that are not so good.
Okay, you're just low-key dissing my Astros. I heard you loud and clear, Sushan. Thank you very much. Sush, we talked about
it's accurate.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier on the program. Philly's new City Connect jerseys. How bad does your City Connect jerseys have to be when your own team is roasting them?
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That leads me to believe that there was not a wide range of people giving feedback before these went to print.
Yeah, you are accurate. Garrett Stubbs said they look like beer league softball jerseys.
Woo.
That's rough.
Well, the Mets uniforms look pretty dope.
I saw those today. Those are pretty cool. Those are way above average. Philly, though, on the other hand, my goodness, that's an embarrassment.
You think,
At
Mike?
what point do we have enough uniforms? And this is coming from someone who's very proud of his employer and understands that our fans really enjoy all of the different colors and variations and mariachis and green chili cheeseburgers and Duke Retro Night and oat milkers and everything else. And I know that's a big part of our success, and I'm very proud of it. I like it. But at what point are too many uniforms too many?
And at one point at the last homestand van, went Isotopes, Oat Milkers, Mariachis, 42 jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4 different jerseys over the course of 4 days. That has to be a record.
I think that's the max there.
Unless you schedule the cheeseburgers on the 5th day.
We actually had one a few years ago where we had
Dukes back to back.
mariachis and green chili cheeseburgers on back-to-back days, and we had a rain out, and so that meant that we had a double header. And on one game, we were the green chili cheeseburgers, and we were the mariachis for the other one.
It's a weird day. Do you think Michael K is right, and do you think the Blue Jays are cheating at home?
Ooh, well, what is Michael K's evidence that he has laid out?
Circumstantial.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At the
I would
moment,
say that you are not a very good dome team unless teams that are playing you are accusing you of cheating. Because
okay.
I'm old enough to remember when there used to be all these accusations about the Twins, that they would like open up these doors and it led to a jet stream with their roof and their dome when they were on offense, and then they would close the doors when they were pitching. There used to be this theory that the Rockies would use the humidor baseballs for their pitching staff, and they would use the non-humidor baseballs for their offense.
Sweet.
There were some teams that accused them of that. I feel like out of all of the cheating accusations, it's mostly teams that play in domes. Don't you think so, Van?
Yeah, it's retractable. Thank you very much. That's 2 Astros digs in one segment. He's on me.
You also guys think it's that the Yankees are so blinded by their own history and culture they can't understand like a team learning to be better?
Yeah, sure.
Michael K is not great. That's all. We don't even have to break that down. And also, it's not like they're world beaters are the Blue Jays. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to cheat, you're going to win a World Series like a certain team. Right, Van?
Yeah, 3rd time's a charm. Yeah, keep rubbing it in. Sustained success, baby.
Whenever you are a baseball player, Josh, and you have a birthday during the season, do you ever take that time when you're interviewing those guys to talk about, like, what their earliest birthday memories are? Because I feel like Jordan Beck's birthday has been during the season every year all his life.
Yeah.
Does he even have a birthday where he didn't have to play a game?
Okay, so that is an outstanding question, and our minds are thinking very similarly, which is kind of scary because my original plan with Jordan was basically to talk about that exact subject and, favorite birthday memories and all that. And so I kind of did one of those interviews where you're like, hey, I'm thinking about asking you about this. Do you have anything? And he basically had no formal memories whatsoever, even though his birthday does come during baseball season. Like, he was pretty stumped to think of a single moment. And then I had this other great idea about letting him know, because he's only 23 years old, like, these are the things that were happening in America in 2003. Like, this was the Janet Jackson song that was #1 in the nation. CC Sabathia made his 3rd career start, won his 2nd major league game out of 251. So I found, like, all of these random facts. And Jordan really didn't have, like, a whole lot to, like, counter with that. And I said, all right, tell you what, let's just talk baseball. So we just talked baseball instead.
Sush, I'd love to talk to you at greater length later, but is Angel Hernandez's horrendous start forcing the MLB's hand to bring up robot umps?
Ooh, that's quite the loaded question. I don't think that any umpire with their success rate or not success rate or missed call memes is going to be responsible for robot umps. I think that this is going to be something that is going to be the challenge system. I think the challenge system might be implemented as early as next year, maybe the year after that. I don't think that the umpires union is really strong, and I don't think that one umpire is going to force any type of sweeping changes. I think that Major League Baseball is using the minor leagues to collect a lot of data, to work out the kinks, and I think this challenge system is the one that we're going to see whenever we do see something in the major leagues.
I want it now.
I really like the idea of putting a microphone on, like, home plate umpires for fans in attendance. Like, if you're going to have something like that, I need, like, there to be, like, a communication to those in the building. I think AAA does it really well.
Sure.
And maybe it's not even like them actually talking. Maybe it's a yes or no button that, like, hits a PA thing or something. But I feel like that's the part where a fan will get confused and lost. I'll give you an example. I'm in Topes Park the other day, Josh, and I'm sitting with some fans behind home plate, and they're confused on how the challenge system works. And if you get it right, you keep it. If you don't, you lose it. You almost need, like, a crash course before every game for the next 3 years.
Why does the catcher
We
keep
do.
tapping his helmet?
Francina does explain it, but not everyone is paying attention and seated and ready. You know, people are in the bathroom, they're getting something to eat or whatever. But
Yeah.
Francina does explain it at the beginning of the game.
Josh, have a very good broadcast tonight, brother.
Thank you. That's the plan. You guys enjoy the weekend, and I will talk to you guys on Tuesday.
Yeah, baby.
Come hang out with us at Hollow Spirits. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Big beard and mustache competition. We're helping an organization that helps others. Vans, final words.
I want to start gambling on Angel Hernandez's missed calls.
More or less.
Yep.
Prize pick code KNML if you want a $100 match on a deposit. Isaiah, good week.
Thank you. Appreciate it. You too.
Good job, everyone. GG.